Welcome in, Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we have the latest Seattle Seahawks news and rumors as we'll be discussing the possibility of trading for Chase Young. Also, the Seahawks have added a national champion winning linebacker. We'll tell you who that is. And also look ahead to the NFL's schedule release. Show you who the Seahawks opponents are. We'll get to that coming up at the end of today's show. Before we do, folks, we are growing so quick here on Seahawks Today. It has been an incredible run over the last couple of weeks. And we're on the verge of 38,000 subscribers here on the channel, about 430 away, but we need your help to get there. Subscribe now for the latest happenings on your favorite team. We're talking news and rumors. We're going to be all over rookie minicamp and OTAs and training camp and all that stuff here on the channel. We got you covered. We do our live shows every week as well. And we will have coverage of the Seahawks schedule release coming up on Thursday. If the schedule comes out early, if it gets leaked, we are going to get a video out as quickly as we can. If it doesn't get leaked, then we'll wait like everybody else does. But whenever we get word of this schedule, we're going to cover it for you here on the channel. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/Seahawks TV for more Seahawks coverage. Trade for Chase Young. Bleacher Report has suggested that the Seahawks could make a trade for the Washington Commanders edge rusher. Remember, Chase Young was the number 2 overall pick just a couple of years ago, and we saw that he had a fantastic rookie season, but ever since then, he's been dealing with injuries and hasn't been available. Now, the Seahawks have added some young edge rushers over the last couple of years, no pun intended, but could Chase Young join the equation? Does it make sense for Seattle to go that route? Well, here's more from Alex K. Bleacher Report. The Seattle Seahawks were a popular candidate in mock drafts to address their edge rushing needs with at least one of their 2 first-round picks this year. Well, they ultimately decided against securing a pass rusher until day 2 when they selected Derek Hall at number 37 overall. The team still needs another good edge defender to push them over the top. Chase Young could be the ideal trade candidate for Seattle after the Washington Commanders declined to pick up his 5th-year option. The number 2 overall pick in 2020 entered the league red hot, earning Defensive Rookie of the Year honors after collecting 7.5 sacks, but has since had his career derailed by a devastating knee injury that cost him nearly half of the 2021 campaign and all but 3 games in 2022. So there's the idea from Alex K. This is the trade idea that Bleacher Report proposed in this same article. The Seahawks get Chase Young, and they give up a 2024 second-round pick, and then in 2025, a conditional second-round pick, depending on playing time and all of that. I'll give you my opinion on this and share some numbers with you on Chase Young here in just a second. But knowing what you know of this potential trade offer, what do you think? Should the Seahawks trade for Chase Young? Tell me in the comment section. This is our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Let us know what you think. Y for yes, in for no, if the Seahawks should trade for Chase Young or not. Now, in that scenario that was presented, I would trade for Chase Young in a heartbeat. I think that'd be a bargain deal for a guy that just a couple years ago was the number 2 overall pick. And I think this Seahawks defense, as is on paper, looks much improved from what it was in 2022. You add Chase Young to the fold, and all of a sudden you're looking at Seattle going over the top, being one of the elite defenses in the NFL if you were to make a move like that. You're getting, when he's healthy, probably one of the best defensive players in the entire league. And you're not giving up a first-round pick for it, for a guy that was the number 2 overall player. Sign me up. Speaking of Chase Young, here's more about him. That 2020 season, not only was he a Pro Bowler, but he was also the Defensive Rookie of the Year that year. He's played in just 12 games in the last 2 seasons, so availability has been questionable, but you can't deny the talent level that Chase Young brings as the number 2 pick. Stats from Chase Young. Let's show you the numbers of what he's done the last few seasons. His rookie year, played in 15 games, had 44 tackles, 8 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. Then in 2021, played in 9 games, had 26 tackles, 2 sacks, and 2 tackles for loss. And then last year, in the 3 games he played, he had 5 tackles, did not have any sacks, and no forced fumbles there. So, what do you think? Name a player the Seahawks should trade for, whether it's Chase Young or somebody else out there. Who would you like to see the Seahawks make a potential move for to add to this roster for 2023? Let us know in the comments section below. Hey, Seahawks fans, you definitely want to check out our hats and beanies that are on sale now for up to 30% off while supplies last. Whether you're feeling the throwback scheme, maybe you want to get a beanie to save for the wintertime for next year. Maybe you like the camo style. Whatever it may be, we have all different types of hats and beanies in all different types of shapes and sizes and color schemes for you. A wide variety, great selection available now at chatsports.com/Seahawks hats. Get yours today while supplies last. It's a great deal, only for a limited time. Chatsports.com/Seahawks hats for 30% off hats and beanies. Check it out. You'll be glad you did. Dylan Moses, remember him? Star linebacker for the University of Alabama. Won a couple national titles under Nick Saban, and then his NFL career has kind of just faded, if you want to put it that way. Well, the Seahawks have invited him to rookie minicamp this weekend. Obviously, he's not a rookie. He's been in the NFL, but they want to give him a look to see if there's any potential interest in bringing him to Seattle. Here's the backstory on Dylan Moses. He last played for the Jags after going undrafted in 2021. Won 2 national championships with the Crimson Tide, was a second-team All-American in 2018, but dealt with numerous injuries there, not only in Alabama, but also in his early NFL days. When we've seen Dylan Moses on the field in his college career, he was fantastic. But his availability just hasn't been there for much of his career. You can't deny the talent level, but just has not been able to be available. So they're going to bring him in and see potentially what he brings to the table. Mookie Alexander from Field Goals had this to say, and he made some very good points. Let me read this to you. The Jacksonville Jaguars signed him as a UDFA, but he never played a snap for them after spending the whole year on the non-football injury list. Jacksonville released Moses in 2022, and he's been a free agent ever since. Seattle could use linebacker depth, but this is just a tryout. And if injuries have robbed him of his full potential, then we will know the outcome of this story. And then he went on to cite some of the career highlights of his work there with the Crimson Tide. So I'll say this. I know some of you right away may be saying, wait, why are you inviting a guy that's been in the league to rookie minicamp? Doesn't that kind of take the spotlight away from the rookies that are there? And I see where you may be coming from with that argument, but hear me out on this. With Moses not having basically any NFL experience and being out of the league for as long as he had, he might as well be a rookie. It doesn't hurt to see what he's got. If the talent's there, if he's healthy, this is just an audition, just a tryout. And then you see from there if he could potentially earn a roster spot from that point going forward. To me, this is something that I think is not a bad idea for Seattle, just to see if Dylan Moses has anything to bring to the table. It doesn't hurt Seattle to do this at all. I'm excited to see what Dylan Moses brings to the table because something caught their attention. Something caught their eye because prior to Wednesday, I don't think anybody was talking about Dylan Moses at all. So you have my interest. I'm very intrigued. What do you think? After this audition, should Seattle sign Dylan Moses and see if he can earn a spot on this 53-man roster? What do you think? Dylan Moses coming to Seattle. Tell me what you think in the comment section. S for sign, P for pass. Let me know. The Seahawks schedule will be released tomorrow. We'll cover it here on the channel whenever it comes out, whether it gets leaked early or the official release, if we have to wait on that, whatever it may be, we are going to bring you a breakdown of the schedule when it happens here on the channel. But we do know this much. No matter what, the league is going to release it at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Although we don't know the dates and the times of the matchups, we do know the opponents the Seahawks will be facing in 2023. They include at home the Niners, Browns, Cardinals, Commanders, Eagles, Panthers, Steelers, and Rams. 8 home games for the Seahawks this upcoming year. Then on the road, they will be facing the 49ers, the Bengals, the Cardinals, the Cowboys, and the Giants. And they will also face the Lions, the Rams, the Ravens, and the Titans. So pretty difficult schedule. 8 home games, 9 away games. We'll find out tomorrow exactly how all these unfold. But knowing the matchups of what they are, what Seahawks game are you most excited about this season? I got to tell you, I'm very interested in those divisional games, right? Of Bobby Wagner returning to Los Angeles. The Niners, who are arguably the best team in the NFC this year. Both those games, home and away, are going to be crucial. And both rivalry games, of course. To me, that's what jumps off the page. What say you? What Seahawks game are you most excited for this upcoming season? Hit me up on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live, talking about your Seattle Seahawks there. You can hit me up, and I'll see you next time right here on Seahawks Today.